Hello everyone, and welcome to a brand new video in which I'll be talking about some upcoming topics about the NBA and what I think will happen and what to expect. And so let's just get right into it, starting with expansion teams. Adam Silver said expansion teams are inevitable, they're bound to happen, and I kind of agree. Now, where do I think expansion teams will land? I think, as most people would expect, the number one team is probably going to be the Seattle Supersonics, simply because Seattle is a big market and the NBA would probably profit from there. I know New Mexico City is a possibility, and I think those are also other possibilities that could come. Now, on another note, when do I think the NBA will do this? I think by 2019, so fairly soon, we'll have expansion teams, and the reason for this is because I feel like Adam Silver, he knows that the casual fan right now will not be too interested in the NBA season unless things turn around, unless another team is able to make huge changes and really challenge the Warriors, because the Cavs, they're not going to challenge the Warriors, and I think he knows that, and I think he wants to stir it up and get something going. And on another note is the Christmas games. The Christmas game schedule was released a day ago, and I think they're good games. And the Rockets versus the Warriors, I think it's going to be an epic game. I think CP3 and James Harden will be a really good fit, and I think they will have plenty of sales and all that good stuff for the NBA. But I think it'll just be entertaining. And my preseason pick, this isn't even playoff pick, but this is just preseason for the Christmas game, is I think the Rockets will upset the Warriors. Just in that game, not in the series. Don't twist my words. And on another note, is the Warriors and Cavs rivalry gone, or is it still going? And will it still be going? Now, right now, I think it all depends on what happens this year. I don't think it's done, but I feel like it's pretty much gone, and it'll very much be gone if the NBA if LeBron James leaves the Cavaliers next season, and I think that's probably going to happen. I don't know where he's going to go. I can make that a separate video. Comment if you want to see that. But I don't know where he's going to go, and I think that they should really just blow this whole thing up after the Cavs. I don't know why they're still saying they're in a win now mode. I think if LeBron James waives his no trade clause, which he hasn't done yet, but if he does that, and if you're a Cavs fan, as harsh as it sounds, they should probably cross their fingers for this. If that does happen, then you trade him to like the Boston Celtics and take every single one of their picks, and the Boston Celtics will definitely be championship contenders next year. And I'm not gonna get into that whole thing, but yeah. So also, in other news, the NBA is also saying, and Adam Silver is also saying on another podcast, that the NBA should fix their system, and that the league is not broken and that it's not done yet. And I think that's not true. I think that the Warriors have completely ruined the NBA, and now I think this off season was very interesting, and I think that a lot of teams will be making big jumps in getting their way up to the ranks, but I don't think they're going to get to the ranks, and I don't think anyone is going to upset the Warriors. I think the Boston Celtics have a chance, but they still need to make major trades, and if they don't make major trades, if Danny Ainge is still hung up on keeping his draft picks and planning for the future, which is great, but Boston Celtics should be in win now mode. Isaiah Thomas, people don't realize it. He's not 21, he's not 22, he's 28, he's going to be 29, 30, and in 2 years, you lose that window of prime Isaiah Thomas with prime Gordon Hayward, with a prime players, and you'll still have a future if you go into win now mode. You'll still have Jaylen Brown, you'll still have Jason Tatum, and maybe you can keep one of your picks. And when you trade, you can probably keep a young player. Maybe you can keep Marcus Smart in a trade. You don't know, and I think Boston Celtics fans would definitely take a championship, and I think the NBA wants this to happen. I think fans want this to happen. I think a casual fan wants this to happen, and so they should stop being so hung up on keeping the draft picks and keeping their players and being content. I feel like that's where they're content. They know that they're they're gonna, as for their business, this is completely fine. For their business, if he's simply chasing money, if the owner says go after the money, don't make risky moves possibly, then that he's doing the right thing. But in my opinion, he needs to change it up. He needs to trade. He needs to really push them into contention. Because even if Kyrie gets traded and they don't get a huge package for him, I still think that the Boston Celtics wouldn't be, in a position to upset them. And even if they were to upset the Cavaliers, then going to the Warriors, they'd be completely swept. There wouldn't be no hope. And if they get to the finals next year, then Danny Ainge better make some big moves. If Danny Ainge doesn't make big moves, I mean, they're not going to fire him, but they need to make some changes. They need to talk to him and kind of talk him into his senses about what to do with the team in the future. And so that's all I really wanted to talk about. Thank you for watching, and thank you for keeping up. And bye.